На вот, подлечись.
Okay, we are in business.
Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком свежим да с чесночком.
Time to see what's up here. Crap, what and how happened? You walked into my tripwire, don't worry, it didn't hurt you. Everything is fine with you. You're the Great Doctor, correct. And you're the Destroyer, Destroyer. I'll explain in a minute. I'll tell you everything and I'll answer your questions, even those you have not asked but really want to know the answer to. I'm listening. As you would have already guessed, we are inside a secret laboratory. X-18 was the index given to it. Before the second disaster, research was conducted here on the effects of psi emissions and radiation on living organisms. Experiments were conducted on a variety of organisms ranging from mold to rats and to humans. Secret experiments on humans, I bet Dr. Mengele would be proud. Your irony is not entirely appropriate here, but that's not what this conversation is about. These kinds of experiments were not just carried out here. There are many other places throughout the years doing the same. Their goal is the discovery of a medicine that would allow people to cope with the consequences of a nuclear war, high radiation, hunger, cold, disease. This universal drug was called B38. It worked by disinhibiting the hypothalamus and other parts of the brain that stimulate the immune system and other bodily defense mechanisms. But during research and development, test subjects were beginning to show side effects. Telepathy? Yes. We discovered it by pure chance. One of the test subjects admitted he'd been telepathically communicating with the other test subjects for a while now, who were all located in different holding cells. Thus, we began more thorough research towards studying these psi abilities. These efforts led to the birth of a new program, dubbed Gene. Its goal is the development of enhanced psi abilities in test subjects, up to telekinesis and suppression of brain functions of other organisms. In layman's terms, we wanted to expand their abilities to the point where they could kill or knock out anything standing nearby. These effects were all financed by the Defense Council. The Army? Yes. I'm sure you understand why the Army would be interested in telepathic soldiers with the abilities I described. We had to recruit more people to be our test subjects specifically for the Gene program. Those same test subjects were the ones you talked to previously. They were all ordinary people, not to throw inmates as we had done previously. They all had their own various professions and statuses in life. They were most often simply kidnapped or arranged to be considered missing. After they entered the lab, they immediately underwent a course of treatments with special drugs that resulted in memory loss. It's almost as if these people were reborn, confined within the walls of the laboratory, becoming a blank canvas for the B38 experiments. This is a huge crime. If this gets out, there'd be a big scandal over this. I doubt that now. The circumstances have changed a lot since the second disaster. Experiments related to the Gene program were started to bring some results. But then the aforementioned disaster struck and all the personnel were evacuated from the laboratory. It was decided to seal the laboratory shut, leaving all the equipment and test subjects inside. That's the order that came from the Defense Council. All the scientists were instructed to leave the complex. I didn't follow. Why? Thing is, after years of working with these subjects, I got attached to them. I can't really put it more precisely. I felt sorry for these innocent people, their disfigured lives, and the huge amount of my time spent on research and work. I decided to stay here at my own risk. Why? I had an idea. What if I provide a future for them? I said to myself. I had everything on hand to make it happen. I came up with a future to declare myself as their main being, their creator, their god, a god for this handful of miserable, disfigured people, to give them a sense of purpose in life, to prevent them from slowly withering away inside the slab, to create an idea, give them a goal for which they would fight for and live by, come up with a simple set of rules for this small society, and find them a common enemy that would unite them like nothing else. That's how the community, the Byborn, the radio sermons, the test subjects, the adepts, the enlightened, and their human enemies were born. That is how I was born, the Great Doctor. But then you came, the destroyer of this world, my world. Bold idea, but it didn't create this mess. I already knew this was Ten's idea. I went through his case file before he became a subject. He was a scientist, a dissident. I guess the experiments didn't completely wipe his memory after all. Was he the one who persuaded you to turn off the Kamenov moralizer? It was him. But why turn the test subjects into your puppets using radiation? Is this the basis of your new society? You don't understand. The remoralizer didn't zombify the subjects. It doesn't affect their thoughts. It preserved life in them, powering their human essence. I don't get what you're saying. B38's effects are irreversible. It's a slow, unstoppable mutation of the whole body. It turns you into a disfigured mutant with psi abilities. Did you not see the adepts or the enlightened here? They can kill you with just a glance. They're no longer human. They don't talk, they don't think. They just blindly follow my orders. The same will happen to the test subjects on the upper floor if they're not regularly exposed to the Kamenov Remoralizer. Its waves slow down the effects of B-38, but now that's all gone. I didn't know. All of us the Rebels are doomed. They will slowly transform into controllers. That's what local scouts refer to them as. Test subjects that fled from X-18 to the wild and to the outside and became wild. Do you understand what you've done now? I didn't have a choice. I guess that's fate. Do you know anything about the Wish Granter? I've heard about it while listening to radio broadcasts from the surface. Nothing concrete. Seems like some anomaly. Doesn't really interest me. There are people chasing me throughout the zone that are armed with strange-looking weapons. Are those weapons also the result of some experiments? That's most likely the work of the chief scientist. Who's that? As I've already said, there are many other secret labs like this one. Our laboratory conducted human experiments and worked on the development of drugs. The others were working on designing secret experimental weapons based on a new method of action. I know little about this. I only remember something about portable low-power emitters, which are planned to be used as small arms. One well-known physicist whose name nobody knew was in charge of the research. Everybody simply knew him by the nickname Chief Scientist. Interesting. What are you planning on doing now? I don't know. I gave meaning to the lives of those miserable people, and they gave meaning to mine. I'm single, no family, no kids, and my parents are long dead. The outside world has long considered me dead. I was everything here. Now, I'm nothing. My life is over. You're free to leave. I unlocked the main door. Farewell. Wait, we can still... Nice.
Да, это в точку. Да, это в точку.
Where'd he go? Okay. So I guess that's that. Time to get my ship back. Wherever that. Here we go.
Да, это в точку.
Figured that. Damn, a Galil. Nice. That's fucking SSP, not bad. Oh, that harmonica did me a lot of fucking good. I don't know how much more use the flamethrower is gonna be.
Ствол-то прибери, братишка.
Damn, I'm not even really mean to do that.
Да, это в точку.
Okay. I saw that you called me. Glad to see you're alive. So, have you found what was left of S.T.A.L.K.E.R and his crew? I did, and I found something else that no one would believe. Really, what did you find? How about later, eh? We'll sit by the campfire, open up a bottle, and I'll tell you everything in detail. Now to the point. Why did you call? Listen, while you were wandering around the factory, I observed the unfinished building for a while. I totally forgot about that. And I noticed something very interesting. Go on. First, I noticed several people there. They wore strange suits, nothing similar to what the military or the scientists use. They were armed, too. It seems like they were guarding the unfinished building. They patrolled the area and observed from the windows for any movement or activity. They do all of this very cautiously. Pretty sure they don't want to be seen. What's so important in there that they have to guard in secret? Let me continue. I was observing these guys for some time, and then I decided to scout it out from the other side. In one of the windows I noticed, and you won't believe it, a giant artifact. Are you serious? I'm completely serious. I've got top-notch military-grade 20x zoom binoculars. The weather is great too. I tell you, there is a giant artifact in there the size of a wardrobe, if not bigger. It looks like a crystal surrounded by jumping sparks. These shady dudes in there found it and are protecting it until a helicopter flies it away from here. That is why they also set up those turrets in order to ensure that no one would get close to their loot. Suriga, I believe something similar to an artifact part, but I can hardly believe the rest. Shaken, cast aside your doubts. This is our chance. If we don't take this wealth, then it will literally fly away from under our noses. Are you ready to risk it? What do you mean? We gotta steal this giant-ass artifact. Are you insane? Not at all. I have it all planned out. It goes like this. Since we cannot just waltz in there by the main gate, we have to get in there through the overground gallery. It's kind of like a corridor on stilts leading into the courtyard around the building. If we make our way through it, then the turrets won't hit us. And the security. I think we'll be able to deal with them. There's another problem, though. There's a swarm anomaly in the overground corridor. It's like a flock of small yellow buzzing dots, kind of like flies, although no suit will protect you against those. We'll need a beehive artifact to protect ourselves from it. I found one some time ago, but it was stolen. Could you look for it? We'll make our way into the building, get this giant artifact, and get rich. Oh, and by the way, it's not entirely impossible that this giant-ass artifact is your wish granter. So, what do you say? I'm ready to risk it. Who stole this beehive? Some creature, not a human, but not a mutant either. It's what we usually call a werewolf, since it can shapeshift into different mutants. In its normal form, this thing looks like an ugly human, but you can talk to it. I've met it one time, treated its wounds, even fed it, but then the thing started stalking me and destroying my stashes. Why, you might ask? Well, hell knows why. I've wanted to shoot that werewolf myself for a long time now, but could never get around to doing it. Now that we've got the chance to get even, we gotta get my stolen beehive back. Where can I find it? You can usually find it near the abandoned hideout around this time. Scouts once lived there, but now some kind of muck has started growing around over there. You can use the large rusty structure by the factory as a landmark to get there. Go and deal with the thing. Most importantly, don't forget about the artifact. Alright. The large rusty structure. Oh, okay.
Эх,
It's not even that
сальца бы
far. Okay.
хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком, свежим да с чесночком.
Fucking fantastic. Come on, man.
Спасибо огромное.
Wow, okay. Hey, who are you? I'm the owner of this shelter. Leave. I'm not leaving until you give me the hive artifact. You're not getting it from me, human. Leave, or I'll kill you. Let's have a deal. What deal? Tell me why you hate humans so much and I'll leave. Humans wanted me dead. They hurt me, made me into the freak I am now. I used to be a normal person, and now I'm doomed to die an ugly bastard in the middle of nowhere. Are you happy now? Who hurt you? Why? I was a soldier, and my own people wounded me. It was an accident. I was patrolling the outskirts when some criminals attacked. I took a friendly fire hit, my spine was damaged, I was taken to a hospital. Then someone tied me to a stretcher and carried me out, brought me to some kind of lab and conducted awful experiments. Was this experiment run by the military? Don't remember. It was so painful I kept screaming. They pumped me with some kind of medicine in monstrous doses. I calmed down at first because I could feel my legs again, even though I was told before that I'd be wheelchair bound. But then the horror began. I started to turn into a mutant. My neck grew, then one of my arms did. Then my back became crooked, limbs grew as if they were being stretched. The horrible experiment was a success. I understand, but why be mad at everyone around you? Because I wasn't the only one. Those bastards ran those experiments constantly. Some guys were in the same room as me, having experiments conducted on them too. All of them turned into things like me. Also, not only my body changed, my organs changed too. I feel less thirst, hunger, and don't want to sleep much. I stopped smoking and drinking. I have headaches often, and I'm having awful seizures. I hate everyone who isn't like me. Are you happy now, human? I think I can make things a bit better for you. How? I can find some headache medicine by talking to the scientists. Are you sure it'll help? Everything in my body was changed after the experiments. Damn headache. You got nothing to lose. Make up your mind while the offer is there. Then, artifact in exchange for medicine. Deal. Okay.
Спасибо
Do we
огромное.
actually... Do we actually... Do we...
Тут монстров с ума сойти! Выручай!
Shit.
Спасибо огромное.
Так, убери оружие.
Ты у меня с дыркой в голове, Валя!
Молодец.
Нет, без музыки это грустно.
Молодец.
Oh my god. Does that mean I can get back there and
Yes.
fucking... fix that fucking, thing, man? I need to do that. I think that's why the doll hasn't been letting me do shit. You live here alone? Yes. It seems like this place was set up for at least 5 people. You must be pretty observant. Yes, a pretty large group of scouts lived here before. What happened to them? It's a long story, so get yourself comfortable and listen. In the past, before I got here, 7 scouts lived here. I don't know how they got here. Either they knew a safe path or the Iron Curtain wasn't as dangerous back then. They were led by a guy called Dyatlov. They lived here, hunted, scouted, and mapped out the area, and did business. The wind turbine on the roof is their work. But one day, they found something that put them all in their graves. Was it an anomaly? Who knows? I never found out what got them killed myself. All I know I read from the journal of one of them. Instead of reading it to you, I'm going to give you it so you can read it yourself. If you solve the mystery of Dyatlov's group, you'll get something valuable from the zone. She didn't just mess with the heads of 7 smart guys for no reason. So, you're going to try it? Give me the journal. Great.
Молодец.
Anything interesting around here? The massive heaps of garbage may have something cool in them. Also, the weird ruined buildings. Oh, and an anomaly that creates an extremely valuable artifact once a year. What kind of artifact is it? A chameleon. It's valuable because it can measure the user's luck. Useful thing. Sure is. Where's the anomaly that creates it? I don't know. I just heard it goes out the garbage somewhere. In fact, Vasily told me, but added that he never got the artifact himself for some reason. Why is that? Ask him yourself. I will. Andrew told me about the chameleon artifact. Oh yeah, I remember that. On one occasion, I managed to hold it in my hands. Why didn't you keep it? So here's how the story goes. I found this artifact in one of the garbage piles. I didn't notice any effects immediately, so I just threw it in my backpack without thinking. Later, looking through my backpack, I noticed that it had changed color. I looked at it for a bit and it turned a light green color. I checked it again the next day and it became yellow. Decided to call it chameleon because, you know, it changed color. It took me a while to realize that the chameleon changes its color depending on my luck. If it was red or yellow, I had shitty luck the entire day. I couldn't find any decent loot, some mutants attacked me, and so on. But if it turned a shade of blue or green, it was like an indicator. Yes, exactly. I didn't find any of the properties I could have. Where is it now? It's a strange story. I put it in a box with other loot and went about my day. In the evening, I came back inside the stash and everything was in its place, except the chameleon. At first, I thought it simply fell apart, but on the next day, I found it laying under a bush near the road. I thought I got lucky, took it with me, and put it in my stash again. It disappeared in the evening. From that day onward, I spot it often around the garbage, but I don't take it with me anymore. The zone doesn't allow it. Maybe it'll allow me to take it. Where did you last see it? Vehicle graveyard. Thanks for the info. Great.
Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком, свежим, да с чесночком.
На вот, подлечись.
Молодец.
Нет, без музыки тут грустно.
Nice.
конец. Попали в меня! Продырявил меня! Нафиг! Твою! Я пошел, прикрывай! Огонь!
Молодец.
Is that a note?
Да, это в точку. Нет, все-таки обалденное место. Нигде больше такого нет. Да, это в точку. Молодец.
Оружие к бою!
Wonder what we can do here.
Давай.
Down the hallway.
Нет, все-таки обалденное место. Нигде больше такого нет.
Да, это в точку.
I don't know if I like this. Kill the dumb boy, quick! I would if I could, man.
Да, это в точку.
Everything good? You, seems like it. Thanks for the help, man. Name's Yuri. I'm a local scout. Yukin, nice to meet you. How long have you been in here? I've been inside for almost 24 hours. That dumb boy hassled me for the longest time. Good thing I had an artifact for sound protection on me, but I still wouldn't have made it without your help. You here for loot? I could show you the local anomalous zone. Artifacts are nice and all, but I have a more important goal in mind. And that would be? Which kind of? Well now, fortunately, I can't help you with that. I've only seen it in my dreams. It's something everyone in this place dreams of from time to time. Listen, I want to thank you for your help. I discovered that there's something very valuable hidden inside the factory. If you help me find it, I'll share it with you. What do you say? It's just something. An artifact? Not really. Something useful. Question there are a lot of work. Interested? Why not? Excellent. Listen then. A week ago, I found some military documents about the factory by the crashed helicopter. It seemed they had some kind of interest in the factory. Or rather, this phrase highlighted in these documents, catacomb entrance. It probably has nothing to do with the entrance to the factory itself, but some kind of secret part of it located underground. I bet my life that the military planned on staging me a surprise attack to cover it up. From curious individuals such as you and me. Go on. Think about it. If the soldiers want to hide these catacombs, it means there's something inside worth hiding. That's my drift. But if these catacombs even exist at this point, they're most likely flooded. I don't think they are. In any case, seeing is believing. I'm suggesting we go for the entrance together. Since the actual catacombs are secluded somewhere else, we should go through the factory itself for the entrance first. We'd be looking for... It would be like looking for a haystack. Not a better idea. We'll look for the documents of the company who own this factory left behind. We use that info to figure out how we'll get into these catacombs. I've seen some locked safes around here. I'm sure there's still something inside. Let's assume we find the catacombs. What then? Can we explore them? Something tells me that even if we don't find artifacts there, we'll definitely scrounge enough valuable scientific equipment to fetch a pretty penny. Tempting offer. Where do we start? See that safe in the corner? It's locked. I think the documents are kept in there. I'll grab a lockpick and fiddle with it, and you go look for other safes around the rest of these factory workshops. If you find any keys, bring them here and we'll make this one. Right? And if we get inside the other wing, it seems like it's locked. Yeah, I tried getting in there, but couldn't find a way. The doors are strange. They don't seem to be locked, but they don't open. I have a feeling it might be hydraulic doors connected with machinery that, when powered, use hydraulic fluid to open and close them. People will do that in some factories to automate the production process. And where is this machinery? In the wing we're in right now, there's a semi-basement. I checked it out and noticed a few electric switchboards are hooked up to actuators, which means they can only control hydraulic pumps or turbines. On that same floor in a small pit, there were some reservoir tanks. By the look of it, those are supply tanks for the factory's hydraulic system pumps, and that's the system the door mechanisms are connected to. It's apparent miracle looking pipes leading to the adjacent room outside. So, to open the doors, we need to activate the pumps in the semi basement. Exactly. Issue is, without power, the pumps can't start. There should be a backup battery power supply for emergencies. It won't last long, it should last just long enough to open the doors. First, we need to switch to the backup power supply, and then turn on the hydraulic pumps. How do we do that? Good question. I couldn't find anything that looks like a master switch, but the documents next here should have power grid diagrams. When I get them, I'll tell you exactly where and what to press. For now, don't worry about the pumps or the power. Then I'm off to look for safes, keys, and documents.
Действуем.
Great.
Да, это в точку.
What the fuck?
Нет,
Holy fucking shit, that took me way too long.
Все-таки обалденное место. Нигде больше такого нет.
Вот, я их вижу!
Нет, без музыки тут грустно.
Why are they so powerful?
Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком свежим, да с чесночком. Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком свежим, да с чесночком.
Is the safe you've been trying to crack. Excellent. We're gonna go to the safe, open it, and recover the documents. Then, we're gonna continue searching for the entrance to the catacombs. Let's go.
Спасибо огромное.
Wake up.
Темно,
Dark. It's so dark.
очень темно.
Why is it dark?
Иди,
Go.
иди,
Go where?
иди, кружится.
Spinning. Everything is spinning.
Все
It's spinning
вокруг
around.
кружится.
Spinning. Are you dizzy?
Почему так
Why is
темно?
everything so dark? Is it something with your eyes?
Спасибо огромное.
Hey, who are
Что
you?
это было?
What was that? I won't shoot you. Can you get up?
Боже, как же
God,
болит
my head
башка.
hurts like hell. What happened?
Я не могу
I
избавиться
can't
от
make
этого
this voice
голоса.
go away. What voice?
Ужас. Почему я? О,
Why me?
Господи,
Oh God,
ужас.
the pain. Calm down. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Откуда этот шепот?
That whisper.
Шепот
Where is it coming
и
from?
детские
Whisper.
качели
And sounds playground
скрипят.
swings. What?
Но в моей
It's in
голове
my head.
говорит со мной.
I'm not hearing anything.
Так вот оно меня
Won't take
не
me alive.
получит.
Hey, wait. Okay. Just the same
Темно
dialogue.
и кружит почему-то. Темно и кружит.
How are you feeling? I'm done for. Nothing can help me. What happened? Some guys with strange weapons destroy your brain. Agents? Take this. You will need it. Great.
Молодец.
Nice. A detonator. Well, if anything, I guess I can give it to him. If I can fucking move. Because I know I can't fucking hold on to it.
Да, это
Какой смысл? Не видишь, я... Говори понять.
Нет, без музыки тут грустно.
Нет, все-таки обалденное место. Нигде больше такого нет.
Fucking, oh my god, okay. You know, I think I just ordered medicine for this asshole too. Fuck you, Mal. Fucking dick. A shame though.
Да, это в точку.
I especially like how when you attack, it anticipates you attacking, so you know, he becomes like a million fucking different things, right? Think if it was a different mod, I probably wouldn't have thought of that.
Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком, свежим, да с чесночком.
How's it going, Rob Spear? Still hanging on for now. The spirit of freedom keeps us afloat in these difficult times. The thought that we were once humans, it warms our hearts on these cold nights. I see you're feeling a bit down. You need help with something? Well, we do have one problem. Some mysterious humanoid creatures attacked one of ours not long ago. They're uglier than us, fatter, shorter, and they wear these big hooded coats. They're not far from us here, right in the factory backyard. We gave them the name Bures. They're trying to kill us in here. Eighth got nearly beaten to death when he went out to hunt for rats. You want me to go deal with them? Yes, please do. But please, find a different way without resorting to violence. Maybe these Bures were once humans too. Maybe they got experimented on just like we did. I hope you understand me. I get your point, but I have my doubts whether it's possible without resorting to violence. Do whatever you can do. Okay.
Молодец.
The viewers are gone. They're dead. Thank you for your help. Here, check this as your reward. I appreciate it. What are you planning on doing next from here on? We must get in contact with the humans to tell them everything that happened inside the lab. We won't bother listening. They'll exterminate you right on the spot. No, that can't be. It's humans. They are our brothers. They can't just leave us here to watch us suffer from injustice. You don't know what mankind is capable of doing. What about the lab, by the way? What are you planning on doing with it? I locked the entrance with a special lock and separated the key into two. Ace keeps one and I keep the other. Gonna be safer this way.
Спасибо огромное. Нет, все-таки обалденное место. Нигде больше такого нет.
Got the artifact. Good job. Done in a true scout fashion. Alright, let's not waste time. We gotta get going to the gallery. Wait, are you really sure it's worth the risk? Hell knows what's happening inside that unfinished building. Jacob, don't you wanna put in some effort for once and then just chill for the rest of your life? Do you even know how much these unique artifacts go for these days? I've got some very good connections. I can take care of negotiations myself. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. With that crap, a real scout would never miss their chance. Are you a scout or what? I'm just here to find the wish granter. Well, maybe that thing is the wish granter. If it isn't, well, it won't matter. Please, give me a helping hand here. I can't do it all alone. Okay, so be it. Let's go. I've got a bad feeling about this. It's nothing. Everything's gonna be fine. Trust me. Follow me. Hallway entrance. Yep, we have to do this carefully. Keep the turrets in mind. We gotta get past the anomaly now. Do you got the artifact? Yes. Its field will protect the both of us. When we get to the courtyard, don't rush to get into the building. We'll have to carefully scan our surroundings first. Our target is located on the top floor of the building. Got it. Oh, fuck, okay.
Без музыки тут грустно.
Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком свежим, да с чесночком. Твою мать!
Да, это в точку. Точку.
Выручайте! Кто-нибудь!
Допрыгался ты, парень!
Мужик, не стреляй!
Ну вот еще одного нет. Земля тебе пухом, чувак.
How do you do, fellow friend of misfortune? Hold on. I think I've already seen you somewhere already. Remember Tirthan Sisterla trying to extort you for money at the entrance to the garbage? I was their servant. You freed me. Yeah, I remember. You also got caught red-handed here? No, I'm not a thief. I don't think you could say the same about yourself. How should I say this? What are you in here for? And who are these people? It's a very long story, so you better get comfortable. Okay, I'm listening. First start, some history. As you already know, there was a previous disaster inside the MPP before the second one happened. The first one struck in 1986, and while the details of what happened and how the liquidators combated it are well known to everyone, the consequences of it are far less known in detail. The first disaster left a very important mark in history and science, much more so than the second one. Thing is, during the powerful explosion that occurred inside the radioactive core of the reactor, a new element, unknown to science at the time, was created due to a combination of different factors. It was discovered after the cleanup that took place sometime after its unusual properties began manifesting. What element in specific? I'm a scientist, so I can't tell you the specifics about this. Basically, the element is either some sort of alloy or a combination of several known elements that wouldn't be attainable under normal conditions. Its main property was the ability to accumulate psi energy. Have you heard of it before? I've heard of it. It's one of the latest scientific discoveries. An energy capable of affecting the human consciousness and brain function, right? I've seen a lot about it written in the newspapers. Psi energy was first discovered in the 2000s, while around the same time the element from the power plant reactor began being synthesized by scientists. With this, mankind was able to work more efficiency with psi energy, opening many more possibilities. This will cause the push for the secret laboratories located around the zone, and the beginning for many bold and revolutionary experiments in the field of psionics. Emitters were created that generated psi energy and were powered by the aforementioned element. This newly discovered material is called gamma substance, by the way. And what happened next? What happened next is the second disaster in 2007. As you may already know from official sources, no one knows the real cause of the disaster. Some speculate that it was a terrorist attack, while others say that it was a man-made disaster. But in reality, the explosion and the subsequent release of psi energy was due to the negligence of scientists who miscalculated the strength of Earth's magnetic field. It created a gap through the atmosphere and directed a concentrated stream of psi energy right into the zone's main secret laboratory, located beneath the Chernobyl power plant. This is where mutants, anomalies, regular emissions, the mutations, and creatures with abnormal abilities were all born from. These scientists hit the wrong button again, much like 20 years ago. What do I need to know all this for? I'll get to that in a moment. Let me continue. As I said, the zone's main laboratory was located beneath or next to the power plant itself. This was done as to keep this important military strategic facility under constant security and to keep information from leaking. After the noosphere was torn, part of the laboratory personnel died while another went insane. But there were some people who would have been saved. One of them was the chief scientist. I've heard about him before. Nobody really knows his real name. He was always mentioned by his nickname in all documents. He's the real star of science, the lead specialist in the development of psi weapons. He was never evacuated after the second disaster happened. He hid in the underground areas beneath the CMPP. He's been reported as missing since then, but we both know it's not the case. How do you know he's still alive? I've seen him personally. You've been to the CMPP and even came back alive. I don't think I can believe you on that. Let me finish first. This concerns not just me, but you also. Go ahead. As I've already said, the chief scientist was in charge of the development of experimental psi weapons. The department he led was dedicated to the creation of a compact and portable mini-emitter, which could be used as a weapon that uses the gamma substance. It seems the department succeeded in that task. You can verify this yourself by looking at what our jailers are holding. They killed your partner with it as well. You witnessed firsthand the genius of the chief scientist. It doesn't kill you immediately either. It zombifies you first. Exactly. It shoots a narrow beam of psi waves that affects certain parts of the brain. Very effective and very accurate. But it does have one disadvantage. Its beam can't penetrate through dense objects due to the power of the generator. But this doesn't really matter, considering this thing can hit anything standing 400 meters or more away from it without any deviation. No armor protects against it either. A very powerful weapon. Who gave it to these thugs anyway? Oh, who do you think gave it to them? The chief scientist, of course. These thugs are his agents. They were soldiers once, providing security for the secret laboratory beneath the CNPP. But then the chief scientist came, and he turned them into his faithful servants. Now he has an entire sort of cult of well-armed and experienced fighters under his wing, who do his bidding. You seen them before? I have. I first saw them in the cordon. Remember that flash drive I gave you? I stole it from them. I remember, and actually that flash drive is neither a flash drive nor key to anything. It's a mini battery that uses the gamma substance for energy. You plug it into a special suit which allows you to travel through space-time over short distances in an instant. When we first met, the battery I had in my suit was nearly dead. I really needed a new one, and then you just happened to show up. Why didn't you stun those racketeers when they got you? Why did you allow them to use you as their servant? They took my backup battery and hid it. I didn't want to risk anything because my battery is nearly dead. Besides that, I haven't told you the full story about my suit yet. Those special suits, are they also the work of the chief scientist? That's right, they are his work. The suit's main function wasn't just directing psi attacks. It also included a far more useful function. It allows its user to teleport to any given place. Teleportation. When a person is teleported, they're instantly moved from one point to another. I'm sure you've already come across teleportation anomalies in the zone. This phenomenon was discovered in the zone's main secret laboratory. After the second disaster happened, the following evacuation was done in great haste. People were given the priority for the evacuation, which means many developments and prototypes were left behind. That's how the chief scientist got his hands on the special suits. The compact emitters in the vast quantities of gamma substance. He started dreaming of his perfect society after he got everything that was abandoned. Did the guy go crazy, or is it some sort of psi energy surge that affected him mentally? That's possible. But that's not what we're talking about here. What we were talking about is the fact that he formed several units of armed militias from both surviving laboratory personnel and their in-house security department. He's trying to control his own with their help, and they intend to prevent people from getting in. Fighters move long distances almost instantly. They can appear anywhere unexpectedly. I was once a part of one of his units, but later I realized this wasn't the path I wanted to take. This brings us back to why I'm here. What exactly does he want? I don't know, but lately I've noticed that his actions have started taking these weird turns. He's definitely preparing for something, maybe an attack on a military checkpoint or maybe even a breakthrough out of the zone's borders. Why? It's pretty obvious. He wants to rule the outside world with his vision of an ideal society. This is what he calls his actions. His rotten mind thinks the idea of controlling as many people as he can with psi emissions and becoming their master is good. The consequences of this aren't exactly eye-opening. We'll see war break out, massive firefights, civil conflicts, mass bombardments, and thousands of deaths. All this means nothing to the chief scientist. Those are just ways of achieving his goal. Hang on. I'm having trouble grasping this. You really think that he can threaten state security with his experimental pea shooter-wielding goons? Probably not, but they would certainly cause tension. Think of what's currently going on in the outside world. Relations between Russia and Ukraine are very tense. This was caused by the zone, or well, who it belongs to. Ukraine claims the zone to be theirs as it lays in their territory. Russia, on the other hand, wants it for itself because the Russian troops secure 80% of the zone's borders to the outside world. Both their Ukrainian and Russian armies have built their own outposts and other fortifications here. But as long as the situation's calm here, nobody's planning on even laying a finger on each other. But if, On one fine day, a group of armed men suddenly attack an outpost of either country. What do you think this would lead to? War. It would lead to war. That's right, which is why you and I must prevent the chief scientist and his agents from leaving the boundaries of the zone, like real patriots. You're saying this as if you're some sort of FSB or SBU special agent. I just don't want war to happen. Look, let's make a deal. You help me and I'll help you back. I'll get you out of this place and help you find what you came here for. And in return, you help me stop the chief scientist. Deal? Okay, deal. I never doubted you, Jakin. Alright, now listen. As of late, the scientists' agents began transporting gamma substance crystals via helicopters, which were left behind during the evacuation, and hid them in many key areas of the zone. Why are they doing this? It's not exactly hard to imagine. The chief scientist plans to transmit the psi emissions from the main lab over to the other regions of the zone. The crystals act as a power source to the transmitters. They recharge during emissions and then discharge psi emissions over the entire regions located in. This way, he plans to spread a stable source of psi emissions over the zone and take control over it. I think I've seen those crystals before. I call them repeaters. They hid them in 4 regions so far: the garbage, agroprom, stock factory, and here in the valley. And so far, not a single one has been set up for work. From what I know, the first plan to turn on the one in the valley is located on the top floor of this building. You feel some periodic bursts of psi emissions in here? That means they're setting up the repeater. Is that what that shit's been? That fucking like pulse shit, man? Jesus. Yeah, I do feel them. You know what's funny? Me and Sergey, we saw this crystal. We thought it was some sort of artifact. It doesn't matter now. Together we must stop these agents from setting up the crystals, which means we need to destroy them. These crystals are made of gamma substance, which is quite fragile, but each of them is protected by a force field that runs on a generator. We'll have to disconnect the generator first, and then physically destroy the crystals. How do you suppose we do this? Well, first we gotta get out of here. I got an idea. That button on the wall there, it opens the cell door. I noticed it's a bit loose. Try hitting it with a bolt, and maybe it'll open. And do it so the guard doesn't notice, otherwise we're both dead meat. Okay, and after that, as soon as the door opens, we run into the far corner of the basement. It's dark there. They won't find us immediately. There's also a couple of corpses there. The scouts who dared to get in here before us. We'll think what to do next once we get there. Sounds clear to me. Okay, hold on. I want to make sure. Also, holy shit, that was like a good 15 minutes of oration. Garbage agri-farmer stock in here. Okay.
Иди, гада, пристрелю на месте.
Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком, свежим да с чесночком.
Показалось, наверное.
It's dead quiet now. How unnerving. I think we made it. What now? Now we have to destroy the repeater crystal. There are a couple dozen agents patrolling inside the building, so you need to be careful. Where is this crystal located? It's on the top floor. Access to it is locked off by a metal door. Remember, you need to disable the generator that powers its force field first, and after that you should be able to destroy it.
Наверное, ошибся.
The generator should be somewhere nearby, might even be on the same floor. And where can I find my stuff? Your stuff is probably inside the armory in a metal box. It's located on the ground floor. Oh, and by the way, you might have an opportunity to snag a psi suit in there too. You can't use those psi weapons, right? And if I try to shoot one, it zaps me with electricity. The psi weapons were created with the idea in mind that you can only use them in combination with those special teleportation suits. One should be kept in the armory. You'll also find a couple of rifles there. The armory is on the ground floor, adjoining one of the corridors. The chief officer has the key to it. In theory, you could take the chance and do it like this. Sneak into his office, grab the key, open the armory, steal everything out of there, and fight with the agents on equal grounds. What do you say? Too dangerous. I agree, it is. But that's just me laying out one of your options. I already gotta tell you this, it's quite important. Once you destroy the crystal and its emissions dissipate, all the agents will start having radiation withdrawals or radiation starvation. This syndrome comes in the form of a really, really bad headache. It happens when a person is chronically exposed to psi emissions and gets cut off from it. You can take advantage of this. The agents will be utterly helpless during your save, although not for long. I'll ask him about the wish granter when we're not, like, you know. froze hard whenever I zombified one of these guys. But I got into the armory here, and I got a suit and a weapon and whatnot. And I learned how to teleport as well. You just use these things, and you set it, and then you come back to it later. So I don't think we're going to Corden for a while, but
Молодец.
let's see if it happens again.
Нет, без музыки тут грустно. Да, это в точку. Нет, все-таки обалденное место. Нигде больше такого нет.
I destroyed the crystal. That's victory for us too. We just dealt a huge blow to the scientist's plans. I don't think he's planning on remaining in debt to us though. So we need to get out of here quick. Agreed. I'm gonna lay low for a while and rest up. You should do the same. The signal from the crystal disappeared. The chief scientist is likely trying to contact his men at the moment, but that obviously won't work. Chances are he's gonna send the same helicopter I mentioned earlier as a reinforcement. I'm not ready to fight aircraft. Is there a place you know where we can lay low and wait out for some time? First thing that comes to my mind is the scout's hideout. It's located right next to the factory. It's marked right over here on the map. Okay, let's head out to it. We should hurry.
Спасибо огромное.
What, are you just following me now, or are we going? Alright, I'll take your lead.
Так, дальше. Классный пуш с ним из Ghost. Какие у меня артефакты с костюмом и со всем-всем-всем.
Я уже ничего не чувствую.
Спасибо огромное.
You okay? Phew, the hell is gone. It sure gave us the run for our money. I have a feeling this won't be the first and last time we'll see it. I've got a couple questions for you. Ask away. How'd you end up in the basement cell? I went against the chief scientist. I tried to covertly mess up his plans, but in the end I was found out and captured. They didn't kill me right in the swamp because they wanted to extract some information out of me about any other traitors among them. Why didn't the psi missions work on you? All the other agents got turned into brainwashed puppets. You're not like them. You think logically. I have an immunity to psi missions. It's a rare condition. 1 in a few thousand. I only pretended to be on Chief's side from the beginning so I could stop him. Do you have a count on how many agents he has? From what I know, about half 100. Their count definitely went down today thanks to you. Are there any other agents out there that have the same immunity to missions? I only know one. We worked together, but then I lost contact with him. I can't give you his name, sorry. You never know where you might end up. Earlier he said that the Wish Granter is actually out there and that the chief scientist knows something about it. Yeah, countless times I've heard talks about it playing a role in the expansion of the zone, but any specifics I don't know. Where is it located? Somewhere in Fairfield. Where exactly? Although I know for sure that the chief scientist knows where it's located. Seems like you gotta find him if that's the case. You might have already guessed it. I have to find him as well. That's our conclusion. His base is also located in Pripyat. Getting to him won't be easy. The whole place will be swarming head-to-toe in security, and they'll be on the lookout for us. We need to come on with a way to bypass all the obstacles on the path to Pripyat. Back when I was an agent, I'd simply use the suit to teleport around with the others, but it's likely the scientists disabled that by now, so I'll have to go on foot. You have a map on you? As far as I know, the road to Pripyat crosses through the restock factory, the abandoned military warehouses, and the place called the Black Forest or Radar. I was looking for a way to get into restock. We've got the chance to do it now. And after that, you've got to keep in mind that radar area you've mentioned is its base of operations for the agents. They're all experienced fighters. They will follow his command without a single question. There must be a way around. It sounds like there is one, but we still need to reach radar first. Let's head to the garbage then. We'll reach the local scouts hideout and fix up the BTR, and then cross over to the minefield at the factory. I'll mark that spot on your map right now.
Эх,
Fucking fantastic.
сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком, свежим, да с
Before I can fix that
чесночком.
BTR. Guess we're leaving Angela here. No.
Где больше такого нет.
I found this strange radio here. You have any idea what this is? It's not your typical radio. It's a device made out of a radio's parts and few other components. It was made by the technicians among the agents to aid in searching for stashes. What do you mean? Whose stashes? Stashes that are left by agents for other agents to pick up. You'd usually find batteries for the suits and rifles. These stashes are really well hidden. Somebody walking by won't even notice them. But with the help of that radio you got over there, you can track them down reading the signal that the stash beacon gives off. And how exactly am I supposed to find them? When a stash is nearby, the radio will detect a decrypted radio message comprised of sets of numbers. That means there's a stash nearby in a 30-meter radius. If you can only hear static, there are no stashes in your vicinity. I think I've already... No? Do you know anything about this thing called the Wish Granter? I heard a few things about it. Is there a reason you're asking me this? It's the reason why I came here into the zone to find it. You got a secret wish prepared for it? Yeah, I do. Well, you're not the first. I personally saw the Wish Granter once. What is it? I really couldn't tell you. I don't even know myself. It's like some kind of artifact or anomalous entity. Round like a sphere. Shines like it was made of gold. Where is it? Pripyat, Chief Scientist's space. Does it really grant a person's wishes? Hard to say whether that's true or not. The scientists' men never refer to it as the Wish Granter. It was considered a part of some secret scientific installation. It served a different role, transferring anomalous energy from the Great Crystal to the other smaller ones located around the zone. An amplifier of sorts, I'd call it. That rumor about it being a wish granter, well, here's the thing. There's a rule among the agents that you're not allowed to touch or stand near the gold sphere under any separate senses. You do it, you die instantly. Maybe it's electrocuted or something, or maybe it's the anomalous energy it gives off, I don't know. All I know is you're not allowed to break that rule and that's it. Anyway, one day someone curious decided to touch the sphere with his hand. He instantly disappeared after that, nothing left where he once stood, like he was never there. Did you really think he just vanished in thin air? No. Weeks later after the incident, a lot of people spotted him. He walks around in the distance, you try to call him over, get closer, and he just disappears. I've also seen him a couple times myself. It's the Great Crystal you mentioned. The biggest gamma substance crystal out there, created before the second disaster and now in the hands of the chief scientist. It's located somewhere in the CNPP. Do you know anything else about that gold sphere? I know nothing more about it. I've only seen it once with a quick glance. But I know where you could find it. When we get to Pripyat, I'll take you to it. But only after we stop with chief scientist. Agreed? Yeah, agreed. I wonder if I can give you shit so I can,
Да, это
not have to fucking hold it. Something
в
is weighing me
точку.
down. I can only run for so long, and I want to know why. A note? Really? Ursa, huh? Good to see him again. Although...
Спасибо огромное.
Where, a black horse is what he needs radar, I guess. I see the BTR, but where's your friend? There's the problem. You remember those racketeers at the court and the ones that you slaved away for? I do. Those bastards got here miles away and kidnapped the scout. They left a note with the ransom demand, 1 million. Those fuckers. I knew they wouldn't forget that insult. Shame we hadn't killed them back there. It's written in the note that I should go to the meeting spot alone in the north. It's a setup. They'll kill you. I've got a plan. I'm listening. I've got a certain artifact we could use for a surprise attack on these bandits. They won't take it for a weapon. The most important thing is you'll need to strike first. It'll go like this. You go to the meeting spot and I'll cover you. When the racketeers show themselves, I'll distract them for a moment. That's when you use my artifact. They said that they would kill the hostage if they felt threatened. Your plan is too risky. Trust me. You know how to use the itch artifact? No. First time I've heard. You need to squeeze it in your hands as hard as possible. A wave of anomalous energy will form around you, impacting everyone with possible density in a 20 to 30 meter radius. It will stun them good, and the bandits will lose their consciousness for a moment. I'll ambush and take one of them down, and we'll take the other one for interrogation. Death of his partner will definitely do a number on his morale. Be prepared for a side effect, though. The energy of the artifact will also affect you. It's not really a pleasant feeling, believe me. I'll be alright, don't worry. And let's go to the spot. Let's go. Okay. I don't really know where we're going here. I wanted to do shit in fucking Agricom, but that.
Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком, свежим, да
Wait
с
a second, did they make the
чесночком.
black forest like down here by the fucking cheese? Oh no. What do I? What now? I see those bastards. You're not a person with a gun in your hand. Well, these scumbags don't get around. Alright, I'll hide my weapons. I'll stay here. You'll go to them and begin the negotiations. Don't immediately talk about the money. Just get a guarantee that the hostage is still alive. As soon as you have the guarantee, immediately use the itch. The anomalous energy will stun you and the bandits, but it won't reach me. I'll use that moment to kill one of them. As soon as I do, take the dead guy's PDA. Why? I'm sure that those bastards have got a partner sitting somewhere, hidden awaiting their signal. Scare them too early. Something to learn from the PDA. She will shoot him whenever it gets him. I'll go too soon. I'll check where the hostage is located. I'll immediately go there and save them from Toots's accomplice. The most important thing is that you need to return for I killed them. Get it? Thanks, sir. What did I say one more time? Confirm hostage is alive, escape the artifact, gunshot. Here's the PDA, mark where the facility is held. Here as fast as possible. I'll do my best. That's cool. Oh no, isn't that idiot from before? Yes. Where's the cash? Is Vasily alive? He's dead for something. I'm asking you, do you have the money? I want to make sure that the hostage is still alive. Do you think I'm lying? I'm gonna ask you again, moron. Do you have the money or not? I do. Then hand it over. What about loot? I've got a unique artifact that is worth $1 million. Will such an option work? What fucking artifact? Would you clearly bring me cash? Take a look at least. You're a specialist. You'll immediately see that this thing is worth a lot. I've got the money, but I also have an alternative payment method. You want to bargain with me, you pipsqueak? Alright, show me this shit. If it's some good shit, I'll take it in the money. With pleasure.
Это что,
Here it
такой
is.
прикол, типа, да? Вали, петушок!
I know.
Это что, такой прикол, типа, да?
Ух ты! Влепили мне!
Where am I going? Where am I going, man? What the fuck?
Зачем? Нет, без музыки тут грустно.
How are you? Shitty. Those bastards beat me up real good. Can you walk? I can. Where have you been? In the Dark Valley. I explored the underground lab beneath the factory and in the surrounding area. You found the BTR gearbox? I did. Can you install it? I can. While you were gone, I fixed up the engine as best as I could. Same for the transmission. I also lubricated and fueled the vehicle. Many thanks. Shall we go to the hideout? Sure, let's go. Nice.
Вот дерьмо.
Молодец.
Oh, we made it through. Yes, we've made it. According to the map, there were stock plants close by. This road leads directly to it. Have you been here before? No. When I was one of the agents, the stock plant was prohibited to us because that area became a hotspot for some disease. The Chernobyl plague? Perhaps. I don't remember its official name. I have a cure for it ready just in case, though. Let's hope we won't have to use it anytime soon. I agree. Oh, we fucking made it after, like, hours and hours.
Тихо! Что-то шумит.
Yeah, indeed. Fuck. What happened? Stop, freeze. See that bus? There's an anomaly there. How could you tell? Intuition. Also, all those bones surrounding it are a dead giveaway. Should we try to go around it? We could try, but I think the area surrounding the anomaly has been taken over by it. Also, I think there's something more to this. Can you hear that? Hear what? Music. It's coming from the bus. I hadn't noticed, but yeah, I hear music. Does this anomaly lure people using music or something? Perhaps. Take a good look at the bus itself. It's rusty. The windows are all shattered. It's been sitting here for at least a year. The people who tried going around it died, and their rotten bodies adorn the place. If the music continues playing, Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, if I'm not mistaken. That's interesting and all, but how are we supposed to get past the bus? You know, I think there's some sort of connection between the music and the anomaly. So you're saying we have to turn it off somehow? Yes. Take a look at the pillar to the right of the bus. Notice the lit candle on it? This is no coincidence. This is a grave. A mass grave for the people who died riding the bus, and Swan Lake is their funeral music. As long as the candle's lit and the music plays, the anomaly is active. We have to somehow get into the bus and disable the music. You might as well tell me to jump head first from the 9th floor, some boning without dying. Yeah, that's fucking true, man. Fucking true. Okay, let's do this.
Да, это в точку.
Тихо! Что-то шумит.
Да, это в точку. Молодец.
Мужик, ты расслабься. Все там будем.
I did not think that'd work. Okay. What happened? Everything's alright. You disabled the anomaly and I got you out of the bus. The road to your stack is clear. Let's continue then.
Нет, все-таки обалденное место. Нигде больше такого нет.
Well, that was interesting.
Не поняла. Что?
Здесь кто-то есть.
When did that happen? Okay, man.
Зачем?
Motherfucker. I wish I hadn't left so much shit on fucking
Здесь
S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
кто-то есть.
Should have brought the fucking shotgun, man.
Молодец.
God damn it.
Не видишь, я...
Нет, без музыки тут грустно.
А кто это?
Come in, anyone respond. Come in, I can hear you. Thank God, is that you, Captain? Respond. Where's your group? I'm a scout. Who am I talking to? I'm a scientist. We had an emergency landing at the factory. There are zombie hordes all around. I'm trying to get through. Where are you right now? At the broken mine. There's only one exit. Get me out of here. How are we supposed to do that? Be careful if there's...
Что это было?
Great. Hey man, can you fuck off? Oh my god, okay. Some scientist contacted me. He's somewhere in the planet. He's asking for help. How do you prevent zombie hordes? He hid in the water tower. He says we can reach him through some kind of spatial tunnel. What should we do? We'll help him, I guess. You consider the fact that zombies are slow and lethargic. They aren't that dangerous. What do you say? Let's kill some zombies. As you wish. I advise you to stock up on ammo and some good weapons, so God knows how many of those zombies are in there. A machine gun would be optimal, I guess, but where could I get one? I took a look at the corpse the soldier got the radio from. There was a note saying that there are some weapons in the Kamas by the road. Search it, maybe you'll at least find some ammo.
Спасибо огромное.
Well, good, I need some fucking... I need something, man. This is right on time. The French Revolution.
Собрались. Время выступать.
How about you wait up on me?
Нет, все-таки обалденное место. Нигде больше такого нет. Нет, все-таки обалденное место. Нигде больше. Молодец.
Нет, без музыки тут грустно.
I'm starting to lag. I did not like that.
Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком свежим да с чесночком. Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком свежим да... делать? Без музыки тут грустно. Спасибо огромное.
I'm aware there's some stuff I probably missed in the, oh wow, helicopter. In what, the outskirts here? Here, but, you know, I just have to come back to it later.
Да, это в точку.
Оба.
Finally, I'm glad you made it here alive. Yeah, me too. What are you doing here? I'm a junior researcher, a member of a group sent to study the zone's effects on the atmosphere. We were flying in a military chopper, but our flight came to an abrupt end after the engines failed. The pilot did an emergency landing in a nearby yard. Not many of you were there. 4 soldiers, an officer, a technical assistant, and me. The landing was soft, so nobody got hurt, but the plant was full of zombies infected with some sort of virus. We immediately went for the tower. We tried to connect with the HQ, but we couldn't get the radio to work. 4 days have gone by since then. And where's everybody else? Me and the assistant were equipped with special suits. We were safe from the virus, but the soldiers caught it. The assistant went missing after the soldiers became ill. When the first signs of infection started manifesting themselves, the soldiers decided to run away from the plant and find help somewhere else. They went yesterday. Did you meet them by any chance? I'm afraid that they didn't make it. On my way here, I encountered some dead soldiers. One of them had a radio that I used to communicate with you. Oh, what a shame. Oh well, wait. Did you have direct contact with the zombies? No, I tried to keep away from them. Alright, I have one question. How do I get out of here? First, you'll have to go to the Scouts hideout. From there, you should be able to contact your guys. Can you show me where that is? Of course. The closest Scouts hideout is located in the garbage. The road we took to get here leads there.
Что-то хреновато как-то.
Эх, сальца бы хорошего сейчас. С черным хлебушком, свежим да с чесночком.
What's the matter? I feel like shit. My head is spinning. Have you used the medicine? The zombies here were infected with the virus, and they're spreading it around. Yes, I drank it 2 times. It's not helping. I feel nauseous and my legs feel like jello. Shit. Why does this have to happen to me now? Why do we have to come here? Calm down. There's no need to panic. There's some egghead here. I'll speak to him. I think my friend caught the virus. The medicine isn't helping. This isn't good. The virus here has mutated significantly. It's much deadlier than other strains located in different parts of the zone. How can I help him? I need him alive. I don't know. This so-called mixture isn't strong enough. We need real specialized medicine. You're scientists. You should have this sort of stuff. We had medicine, but before we landed, we were 20 to 30 meters above the ground. Something shook our chopper violently. Some of the cargo we were carrying fell out. Most of the stuff that fell out probably shattered. But there's 2 reinforced containers that should have survived the fall. Medicine was in them. If you take a good look around, maybe you'll find one. I'll mark the area where I think one of them dropped on your map. Alright. Great. So I have to go here. Alright.